Good morning. I have to record this one. Most people that know me will know why. BMW Z4M, super rare little car. Super happy to have it here. And this is a massive job, absolutely humongous. So let's have a little walk around what we're going to do on this. Ignore the indicator that I've taken out. In fact, while you're here, look, I'll show you guys how to remove Z4 indicator. So you push in, try and get it with this hand, push in, twist, there you go. And then you release your tab, simple as that. So this one is here for full front end PPF, really difficult PPF for a number of reasons, because this era of patterns, this is the start of it. So they were absolutely shit. I know that YouTube's gonna ban me for saying that, but they were actually crap. So it takes a lot of fettling to get it right. Now, my car, let's just go up here, that one. I kind of did quite a bit of practicing on that. So that one is pretty imperfect, but it's done, and I will improve it over the time as things need changing. So what I've learned on that car, I'm gonna put into play on this one, and I'll get that PPF a much better standard, and it was pretty good on that. This is just me being picky. So we've got full front end to do, PPF, windscreen protection, because this is the original screen. This is the actual original screen. Look at that. So it's a little bit pitted now, but it's worth saving and protecting. I've got interior detail to do, engine bay detail to do, and get the wheels off, ceramic coat those, ceramic coat the whole body. It does need a polish. Me and the owner haven't discussed that, but it does need a polish. So we're gonna do that and get this perfect before we're locking it in with coating. So I'm really excited to bring this one to you guys. Engine bay needs a detail, and yeah, while we're here, let's talk about it. S54, solid top end, sodium filled valves. Guys, this is like GT3-esque. You've got your throttle bodies, 6 individual throttle bodies, semi-dry sump, lubricated. Like, these are proper. Weak points on these are head gaskets and vanos, and of course rod bearings. These are literally seen as a consumable on these. Maintenance is a lot. You're looking at quite a heavy cost for maintaining this. Tax is a lot, but where can you get an engine like this? Revs to 8,000. Sounds like this does. It's exotic. It's exotica. This is the era of BMW that was just, this was the golden engine era. Anyway, so calipers to do. Interior needs a lot of love. This example is just coming up to just over 70,000 miles. So it is a little worn in here, and we're gonna do our best to reset those hands of time. So detailed interior work, and yeah, even the trunk, we're just gonna do some bits on it. I might see if I can find, okay, the clips are here. See if I can put these clips back in and just get this how it should be. But it's really good for me to have a car that I know so well, because I can really strip this down to the bare bones if needed. So yeah, let's go. Right, okay. There's a reason, there's some different ways we can do engine bays. We can snow foam it off. We can rinse it off. Do I want to do it on this particular engine? No. We've got a lot of exposed linkages, so I don't want water particularly sitting in there. This is a slower way to do it, but I believe it's the way to get good quality and ensure that this engine is safe. I do not want to be replacing anything on this because it's going to cost a lot of money. We've also got an open cone, and I just don't want any risk. So what I'm going to do, APC, and we're just going to spray it on, and we'll deal with a section at a time. Now, the good thing is with APC, I can control exactly what I'm doing. I can't control 140 PSI worth of water going everywhere. So I'll deal with this main engine piece, then I'll move to this side section, then I'll move to over here, and then I'll move to the bulkhead, and maybe give this a wipe as well with some steam while we're here, and of course, deal with this. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put it on time lapse, So you're not going to see too much detail, but we're going to use our detail brushes, getting all the little nooks and crannies. That is the order of how we're doing it in the base. Let's go. Going this extra mile here, guys, because these are really quite degraded, so just give that a little bit of a polish. It'll make a huge difference. With the nano you can really get the quality right as well. You're not spraying polish everywhere. Plan was to take these off, but the components in this are quite rusty. Last thing I want, calipers off and a snapper bolt. So what I do is I've got like quite a detailed kit. It's got every brush in there and they're tiny. It takes a long time, but you can literally use this with the detail to just, and you don't even get like a stroke mark finish. So where I've got a little run, I can just go over the runs. And it's taken me a good, I'm gonna say I spent a good 4 hours doing this today. Maybe not quite, but would you say about 4 hours, 3-4 hours?
Yeah, about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, 3.5 hours. So, and I'm just gonna just keep going over these until I get the desired finish. And all I'm looking for is my little light spots. But again, I would have liked to have taken them off, hang them off here. But sometimes you just got to improvise, and that's what we're doing here. So I've gone around, done all the rest of the calipers. So now this is actually the third coat that I've put on here to get it clean and to get it right. The anti-vibration shim or bracket was really rusty. Otherwise I would have liked to have left that chrome. So when these get changed next time round, I'd advise to leave that chrome because it leaves a nice kind of contrast. Now moving into the polishing stages, polishing stages of the car. Now it's had all new paintwork, so it's not terrible. So I'll show you in the light in a little bit, hopefully you can see it, but it's not great. There's still quite a few blemishes in the paint, a little bit of marring, and we've definitely got some swirling down the sides, but it's very, very minor as it is fresh paint. So before we PPF and before we ceramic coat, we're gonna lock in this paint and get it perfect first. So Neil, hold this for me a second. Just gonna throw this out. Best thing about having a cameraman. So using yellow roots pad, I use my cordless Milwaukee. Neil uses the 15-inch Rupes, and we're just going to move through the car quite slowly. Bigger passes, so we've got bigger sections. Breaking down this bonnet, obviously it's a huge bonnet, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. And yeah, I'm going to show you how we're going to work it. We're going to start off slow, moving up to about spread on 1, 3, and then we're going to use our working passes at like maybe 4,500. When I say 4.5 or 5, I mean revs per minute. So that could be 4,500 revs per minute or 5,000. So that's what we're going to do. Work through this, and I'll show you how we do it. much gonna, well, we're gonna do that across the whole car. It's a small car, so I'm not gonna film all of it happening, but I will time lapse down the side, and then I'll show you what this section looks like in comparison to this section. Now, all right, so that's what it looked like before. Got your little bits in there. You can just see that kind of cloudiness to this. So much better. Now, bearing in mind, it's important that we get this perfect before I throw on the PPF. So yeah, we're gonna blow down the rest of the car and get this sorted. Okay, so getting back to our windscreen protection film solution, and we've got this dialed. It's taken me a long time to get this perfect. So we're going to fill up the tank. I'm going to try and do this one-handed. Yeah, cool. So and we want that to about 80. See if we can twist it around. 80 psi. And that will make spreading the material a lot quicker and a lot easier. Right, okay, so prepping for the windscreen is really important to use a proper sheet like this. This is an actual windscreen for replacing a windscreen, because if you're dragging the PPF around on the bonnet, it will scratch the bonnet. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. So this is a solution of soap and water, and we're just going to clay bar this off, or Neil's going to clay bar it off. Yeah, if you drag some of that soap to the side that I didn't reach, and yeah, circular motions. So he's going to do his prep for the screen. Obviously it's an old screen. I'll probably go around those rubbers as well with an old cloth, make sure I'm happy with that, and then we'll measure the screen and get the windscreen protection on. Okay, so at this point, film's on. You can see it here. So film's on. Next port of call, soak underneath and bend the film. You can see all these fingers. This isn't going to go down like this, so I've got to bend this film. So what I'm going to do at this point is keep this off the car. I'm going to soak like this. Really soak it under there, like so. Roll it back under the wiper, like that. And then I shall go to Neil's side and do the same thing that side. So we're going to come this way. Good thing is with this sprayer, you can't see me at the moment, but it's long enough to stretch from side to side. So Neil, going to do this, we're going to really soak in there, like so. You're going to put that down. I'm going to always keep my hands clean. Anywhere where I'm touching that could be contaminated, so this line for example. And what we'll do here, we're going to use our Blue Max squeegee. Now this looks quite easy, because it's going to go quickly, but it's not. Because the key is not putting too much stretch in it that we get adhesive lines where the customer's going to see it. If I'm going to get an adhesive line, which we probably are going to, on a glass like this, I want the adhesive lines middle or that side. So anyway, so we're going to start bending it now. So we're going to start pulling it to where we want it to be. So we're going to lock down the middle and then we're going to start contorting. So I'm going to put it onto time lapse and we're going to go, because yeah, otherwise the video will be massive. So, just removing all these little bits like the washer jets. So we can just keep them labelled. And then look, we've got our little box down here with all our little parts in. Small shop, but super, super organised. Little things like this, guys. I'm going to show you a little something with aftermarket paint. And this is a very, very good aftermarket paint job, but it's just these little touches. Like, look at that, see how quick I remove that paint on it? Just remove it, it's not hard. Also, I've owned one of these from new. Now, what happens is, this bit here, where this rubber grommet is, comes down on the wing in here, which was never painted, and it rubs here. Right there, so you can see the rub line. You might not see it, you might do. And what happens is it actually rubs through and rusts the paintwork. So that's something the owner will need to keep an eye on. That makes life so much easier. So I like to just do and this is like a medical grade, believe it or not, this was £30, guys. And it's a medical grade, so it's super soft. And what we don't want to do is just get any kind of surface water off. And then me and Neil are going to lay it on and I'll show you how we line it up. Right, so all my PPF pieces are resting on the most beautiful table in the world. So going to start with the side pieces. Nice and easy, start with those. I say nice and easy. Get those down. Got to watch the crease here because it does like to bunch it up. And yeah, so sides, then I'll work to the wings, bonnet, bumper last. Here is throw a little bit of soap there, because that'll help me iron that out. Got a little bit of water there. Might have to fold this up. That's what I don't want to be doing. That's what I don't want to be doing. Especially on aftermarket paint. But it needed that for there. See how that just sat down then? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Yep. And then here what I'll do is I'd like that to go up a little bit, but it's right where I need it to be, so I'm not going to mess around with it. I don't have the leeway with this particular paint. So that didn't take too long, did it? Yeah, it feels nice doing that. So what I'm doing is bending it like that. Can you see down the panel? Like that. Because we want to get that. I used to squeegee up to this edge, squeeze it down, and then I'd have a big long line of water. And that was never a great way to do things. See, now this lines up pretty well down here. So what I'll do, we're leaving that section there. Beautiful. Okay, so here's the bumper, which I split into 2 or 3 pieces to make my life easier. Let me tell you why. So this top piece, and then look at this beautiful butt joint there. You see that? So to go in there, but you can't get the plinth off on these. So the plinth is riveted on. And on this one as well, they're just not good to mess with on these cars. So what I can do is if I split my bumper, I can start here. So I'm going to start at this point. I'm going to work here, and then I'm going to work over to this side, get down here, and then yeah, I don't need to worry about this bit because he'll be covering it with the splitter. So I'm looking forward to seeing how quick I can do this bumper. So yeah, let's do it.
need a big keg like this, guys. Just use a sprayer, hot water or alcohol. Really doesn't matter too much on this application. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to rest this on where I want it. And look at my corner here. I want that corner bang on. So I'm going to get my hot water, excuse the way, and I'm going to line this up as best as I can. And that's my line up there. And I'm going to tack it there and see what happens. At this point, I could go up to the top and give it a little bit of a tack here. Maybe I won't actually. No, I'll leave that. I want that to float. So I'll leave that.
because otherwise I'm going to throw that off. So I'll leave that for the time being. So let me put a bit more slip behind this. Such messy work. Luckily it's clean water. And now I'm going to get my stretch. So if you look at the light, look at my fingers, see how they disappear as I pull. So that stretch is the important pull. So what I need to do now is come over here. I'm going to wet this end. I'm going to get my squeegee in my mouth. I'm going to try and talk as I do this. And I'm going to pull and line this sucker up as best as I can. And I'm going to go about there. Let's see if I can. That's not looking too good because I've got that. There we go. There we go. So now I can get that bit down. Yeah, I've got some lines in here. So what I can do with this now, I'll move my soap around. So Neil, if you just nudge over there a little bit, watch your feet. So this is real time. Don't know how long we've been recording for now.
Just under 3 minutes.
Okay, just under 3 minutes. Got a little bit of contamination in it there that I want to get off. See if I can flush it through. Oh, got a couple of pieces. Don't know where those have come from. There you go. Let's get these out. Where has all that come from? This is a good thing, you see, and because it's capped, technically, it's free. I've tapped there, and I've tapped there, so I can play with this for as long as I want. So I've just had quite a bit of debris off there, probably picking this up off the floor. So what I can do, if I want to just make sure, just wash it all out like so. Loads of soap in there. I can see if there's any debris. Doesn't look like there's any at this point. I'm going to push this soap over to this little section here. Pick that back up. And now I'm going to go for gold. Let me actually hang this up there. And again, imagine guys, there's kits that are encouraging you to do this outside. Yeah, imagine that. So at this point, I'm going to get some hot water, start flushing it out, and we're going to start. So I don't want to go through here. Why do I not want to go through here, Neil? There or there? Why don't
Because you've got tack points and you can't release the water.
You've got it. So it's tacked, can't get down through the water. So if you look, I'm bringing it all to the middle. Like so. So I know now, look, my centre line, good. And what have I got left to do? I've got my bottom and my top, yeah? So here, what I'm going to do, pick back up, flush. The other one was a bit quicker. And there is the bottom. And now the top, I'm going to push this out where I can. This one might take me a moment longer. I'm going to move to my bigger squeegee, which bends. And then we're going to start. Those look like they're not going to go. So I'm going to show you a little technique now that you're really going to like. And it's called the saw. So what we do, we're going to shift this tension. So look, I'm bending. And look, I'm just going to saw it. And you'll be shocked what will go. So now, again. And there it goes. Just like that. Any water in there? Zip it out quickly. And that is a finished line with some problems as well. So you saw kind of real-time problems. Peace. Right then, guys, you've watched a lot of this happen. So here we go. Wow, guys, BMW Z4M. one of my favorite cars, as we know, slightly biased because I have one. I have a silver Roadster, the one as I think I showed it earlier on that magazine up there, front page, owned it from new. Wow, so much work has been done to this. So obviously you know the story, I've explained it somewhere else, had a lot of paint, I think it's pretty much mostly been repainted. And yeah, it was here for so much work. So we've done our track pack to it, which is a full front end PPF, lights, skirts. We've also, hold on, we've also protected the windscreen. We've done the mirrors, like I said, the lights. What else have I done? Yeah, that's about it for the PPF. So, but basically all the forward facing surfaces are done. Now remember, there's no patterns for this car, or there is patterns. Let me not say there's no patterns. There is patterns. They're just really bad patterns. So it takes a lot of maneuvering to get it on as clean as this. Now, as this car had aftermarket paint, I wasn't happy to keep picking it up and putting it down. So I've had to do some workarounds, some additional workarounds, so this beauty is just fully protected. Original windscreen as well. So that's why we did the windscreen protection film on it. Unfortunately, the glass is a little bit peppered. You might be able to see it, but at least it's protected moving forward, and I can peel that off in a few years and it won't change its condition. We've painted the brakes, as you guys saw, in orange, and added on the splitter and the rear spoiler. And that is the final finish. We've got a real swirl-free finish, as you'd expect. Crystal serum light black on the rest of the bodywork that's not PPF'd, and that is good to go.